Hello and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. Okay, so yeah, get that drink, get something, to drink, to sip, all of my lovely royal court. Let's get started because, yeah, I'm realizing I have a lot to talk about with this subject and I'm probably going to be in and out like dating nightmares. Like, well, I've been out of the Reddit stories for way too long. I keep saying I'm going to get back to it, and I have the screenshots, and but every day, that White House is a hot mess. Ooh, it's more drama than in my family, and I got a lot of family. Ooh, but anyway. When it comes to disability life, especially being diagnosed so late. So, yeah, I'm gonna kind of summarize, but later on, I'm gonna do a collab of dating nightmares, medical nightmare story because, especially with dating life and men telling me they would be embarrassed to walk around with me. So it's like when you talk to a man, talk to him. Like there's some like especially when I start talking politics, that's not ladylike. That's not what women do. See, now you're making things uncomfortable. You're not supposed to talk about politics. You're supposed to be a lady. You're supposed to be girly. I want a woman that's feminine. And now you're trying to act like you're smart. I don't need a smart woman. Smart isn't feminine. See, they want me dumb enough to put up with or have to deal with or be stuck with their garbage, their insults, their just, disgusting behavior. That's what they want. They don't want feminine, they want stupid. Don't be stupid. Okay. Because, okay, here is a little bit of advice before I switch back into hardcore medical nightmares and everything. So this is still dating nightmares, medical nightmares, whatever. Okay, when you get married. Okay, some people disagree hardcore with the prenup. Baby, I've watched people get married, and at my church, they're against it. I don't care. Yeah, I was brainwashed for too long. It's like some of the advice they try to give, especially when it came to my disability. Oh, again, I'm going to do religion versus medical nightmare. Oh, I'm going to do it. Oh, I'm going to do and that's probably what the series is going to be called, religion versus medical nightmare. But yeah, when it comes to just everything that I had to deal with in the church and relationships and everything. And then when it comes to marriage, when it comes to prenups, get a prenup. But here's a little bit, I don't know if anyone's done this, but I know I'm going to but it's like, I'm never going to get married, but I always think the 1% chance of because maybe one day I might actually trust somebody. Because right now I say I will never, because I can't trust anybody. Almost everyone in my life has done me wrong. Even the perfect person, or the person that everyone's looked at all my life who they say she's perfect. And I'm like, who? You do not know how many times you guys blamed me for something and it was. Mm. Ooh, okay. Because, and yeah, I'm just gonna leave that there like that. I'm just gonna leave it because, like, she's a blessing now, but our relationship was a nightmare. Because if you are a twin, or if you have a sibling that you're very close in age, or a sibling who they always compare you to, just know you are yourself. You are your own being. You are not a clone. It's like even if you're identical, so technically it's okay. If you're identical technically, but at the same time you are still your own being. You are your own vessel. You have a right to be who you want to be. You do not have to incorporate your life to fit within their image. You don't. Baby, you don't. And that's why I started the Great Sheep Society. Or that's why I'm trying to start it, but baby steps, baby steps. I'm part of that gray sheep because I never fit into my parents' expectations. But my perfect sister did. She, like, and family members, that's how they look at her. That's how they see her. Oh, they talk bad on me. But I'm just like, at least I'm living my life. And the funny one thing that so many of them want to judge me on was that I never got married. They didn't know about my dating life because, yeah, if you know about my mother, he is like, listen to the episodes. You'll know why. You'll understand why. Yeah. But watching a lot of them get divorced now or get divorced twice, or they've had it with their husbands, or sometimes wives, but normally husbands, because of either cheating or addiction or something, or even if not cheating, them not wanting to come home after work, and then the spouse at home all day wondering where they are, and then dinners in the oven waiting for that spouse and stuff like that. But you know what? If you get a divorce, get that prenup. And it's like, I know some people are like, oh, well, if you get a prenup, that means you're preparing for a divorce. No, 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 no. Just in case. Because when people get sick, people change, relationships change. Just like with politics, like when it when some couples, I'm in love, and then the whole thing with the orange man. Once that orange man came down those escalators, then a lot of women found out they married somebody that jumped up in joy for this man, and then a lot of people were getting divorced then. So, and that's one reason why on like one day for the Etsy store, I'm going to be creating like a book about the uncomfortable questions that you need to go over with the person you want to love, that you want to date, that you want to marry. And one is like if the other person gets sick, what would you be willing to do? Or would you stay with that person honestly? And if you get sick, what would the other person do? Because when you write that prenup, it's like leave a portion. It's like if that person, if you're leaving that person, especially because they're sick, make sure in the prenup you have like an amount so that at least you're not trying to leave them homeless or having to go back to their parents or a family member, or to the point where they have no one. It's like at least like maybe the house, or it's like if you guys or get a condo or something, like do something within the prenup so that if that situation happens, that you will be at least somewhat taken care of, to the point where you will have a house and shelter, that you will have a little money to at least help with the medications or physical therapy, or or mental therapy, psychology, whatever. You will be able to have access to those items, food and groceries, because especially or even be able to get DoorDash or whatever, because especially with some disabilities, you probably are not going to feel up to the task of cooking. So, but it's just a thought. It's like, by the 1% chance that I ever get married, because I already know I'm probably never. It's just because even tonight alone, it's like almost each time I match with the guy on a dating app, starting to literally just starting to talk, each one saying, yeah, we should chill. Like, yeah, I want to come over and chill. What do you mean by chill? You want to talk? Well, first let's talk on the phone. No, I want something physical. We just said hello and how are you? Oh, baby, but yeah, you look so cute. Yeah, it's like I'm so tired of it. Literally 5 men tonight. Five, like, and I a few weeks ago, like two, 2 to 4 weeks. I forgot how many weeks it was, but I kept count. I had to block about 20 men. 20 men. And I just keep thinking these men say they want a low body count. They want a low body count, but they expect the goodies after hello and how are you. They don't even want to pay for dinner anymore. They just and then they get mad if the woman says they need to go. You gotta pay for a meal for me. They get mad at that, but they want it after hello and how are you. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? But okay, so anyways, but yeah, so that's another project I need to add. Because I already wanted to do a sexology book or a contract for the couples. So that's another surprise that I like. That one kind of got started, but trying to finish the novel and then the greeting cards and the candles and the activity books and the children's books. And yeah, it's like I always have a lot of ideas and a lot of things to work on, but a lot of the things are almost done. So I'm excited. And I'm thinking that I'm at least gonna have one or two candles ready for the holidays. But that means I have to have the website ready and I need to learn how to use, because yeah, I don't think I know how to use Etsy that well. So, yeah. Oh, and also the reading bingo cards. I have a lot of them, kind of, because I have two up on Etsy right now. But yeah, I keep having scammers pretend to buy it and return it, so then they can try to get money out of me. Yeah, it's like, but that's happened over 8 times. Each time where I'm like, it's like, you gotta buy or whatever, and it's just like, oh no, it's just another scammer. Great. Great. So, but anyway, when it comes to relationships, I've learned a lot over the years. And especially, with my surgery, getting diagnosed, it's like I learned how little a man will try to do and how he will try to make you feel like you're worthless during it and actually try to blame you. Because in the last episode, you've already heard, like, when my ex had the nerve to say, or he not say, but text. Well, he said it through text or whatever, but you don't even know what you're diagnosed with. See, a man will really show, a person will really show you who they are when, yeah. And after everything, everyone kept telling me, oh, he's a great guy. Just be patient. Oh, well, with his ex-wife, he just has a broken heart. Oh, well, you're amazing. Just be patient. You're like, we really don't want him to miss out on you. Yeah, but I was dumb enough to listen to that mess. If you ever hear anybody say that, run. Run. Don't walk. Okay, no, if you have a disability, because yeah, I got a disability, so I can be in running speed on my scooter. So that's what I will do. But yeah, do you know how many people told me this? And I was just like, okay, just be patient. Just be patient. Because it's better than a man telling me that I would be an embarrassment to be seen with since I walk differently or whatever. So, but okay, we can finally start the medical part, because the relationship part is a big deal because, yeah, a lot of men have shown me how worthless they think I am. And emotionally, it hurts, but at the same time, it's empowered me because at least I see the value of me. And now, especially when it comes to what I can do, because with my children's books, with my novels, having disability representation, And then with my activity books, like in a lot of my projects, disability representation is vital and important. But then I also want to talk to different medical schools, and I want to help them know that communicating with your patients, and don't judge them, don't stereotype them. Because the more I do research, the more I'm seeing how doctors are less inclined to especially listen to Black women, but also when it comes to pain, it's like some of them think that Black women don't feel pain the same as white people. And some like think that Black women are stereotypes and we all just want to be addicted on special candy, so we're not really in pain, we're just making it up. How'd that work for my doctors? How did that work for my doctors? Yeah, it didn't work out that well, did it? Because, okay. And it's like, this is all with the apple cider vinegar. And one reason why I mentioned that part with the apple cider vinegar, watching like that young lady go through everything she was going. And well, I know there's two young ladies, so I'm just like, I think I'm talking about Milla Blake. Yeah. And then the other one was Belle Belle Gib. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. Okay. I have it on my cell phone. Okay. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Milla Blake is the one I'm talking about. Because I can relate to both in a way. Because with Belle, it's everyone blamed me or everyone accused me of being a liar. Everyone kept telling me that I was making it up. And Belle was making it up. But it's like I can understand how, like, with even parts of her life and things she was going through and stuff, but who, that girl, who, the villain in her, to me she's a villain, but then I can understand how she became the villain. But then Milla, oh my gosh, it's like I got emotional with her like, and I watched this quite a few times. And who, for one, the man that, well, spiritually, I think they were married because I know they didn't get to that wedding day, but, or maybe they did. Because I don't know, part of me feels like I kind of hope they did like a backyard. Okay, this isn't with the marriage license or whatever, but at least, I don't know. I maybe not. I don't know what part of me. I hope. I hope because like he was a great man, and but not every man's gonna be like him. Some men would leave with that kind of news, but he stuck by her side the entire time, and that's a real man. A lot of men out here are trying to be macho men, and that's another episode I'm going to be working on soon. Some men are so scared of how to drink out, like how to drink out of a cup or a straw or whatever, how to sit down. It's called how to treat a woman just like a person, how to be caring, empathetic, and compassionate. It's like we, the way that he loved her, the way that he mourned her. And I know they only gave us a sample, but it's like the actor, he did a beautiful job. But it was just, I got emotional because I guess I wished that Mr. No Heart just had us like 1/100th of that. If he could have just called me once or twice. This man did not call me at all. And then when it came to doctors, like Milla didn't trust the doctors, and I don't either. I trust medicine, but I don't trust the doctors that prescribe. And that's the sad reality. And that's one reason why I want to go to different, medical school, like, or even professors of medical schools and have a sit down and talk. And it's like, and I want even create a panel because I know Biden or Obama, they had like a panel or a group of people with disabilities to talk about like the struggles and the things and the laws. I think medical school should have that because, especially for those that were late diagnosed, like myself, or some who are still misdiagnosed, we should be the voice so that doctors can improve and they know more questions to ask, or they know what other tests to do, and or they know what not to say. Because for me, it the doctors who told my mother to my, like, in front of me, your daughter's a liar, your daughter's making it up, your daughter just wants attention. Over time, you do not know the fear. You do not know how scared I was when we had to drive home. You will never understand how. Well, actually, part of it's in my novel, or it will be. That's one reason why it's been really hard to finish up the new chapter 1. Because the original chapter 1, I think, is really good, but at the same time, I'm like, oh, I need another chapter, so I'm gonna kind of do how a lot of those, well, a lot of movies do, how it's like the prequel or like years before or whatever, because you need that. You need to know what happened and why things are the way they are with my main character. Because when I was so scared getting in that car driving home after the doctor just said I was a liar, do you know how much I was beat? And yeah, okay. This is a warning right now. I'm about to, so I'm not going to give all the details. I'm probably not going to give all the details until, like, okay, I'm not going to say, because, knock on wood, but dang it, where's some wood? Okay, I was like, I'm not going to say. But there's some stories that are still going to have to wait until some certain things happen. But, and don't worry, I have, like, especially the way politics have been politicking. Oh wait, and I have so many dating, like, screenshots. Oh, I have plenty, babies. I have plenty. But well, this is just a warning. So if you don't want to hear about how scared, like, I'm not gonna go into detail. I won't go into detail, but I am gonna kind of tell some of the effects of what happened when doctors tell my mother that I'm a liar, that I'm making it up, and I'm, just making up excuses and stuff. Because of them, they are the reason why I was punished. They are the reasons why I was called a liar. Because after so many doctor's appointments, my mom would, like, once we got home, I knew you're nothing but a liar. All you're going to do is lie. Everything you say is a lie. You're so desperate for attention. You're so desperate for attention. You're going to just drag your feet. You're going to cost me money because I'm going to have to buy you more shoes. I'm going to have to buy you more shoes because you won't pick up your feet. You just want to be lazy. You want people to stare at you because you want attention. And you're just such a liar. Tell me how your mental health would be. Year after year after years. Over 30 years. On her deathbed, she was still. She was still on her deathbed. She left the earth still thinking I'm a liar. I found out later that she wouldn't tell me, and that's the funny part. But she told other family members, "Watch out for her. Make sure you figure out what's wrong." What? Are you serious? Because part of me, I don't know if I believe it because I never got to hear that. I never got to hear that. And after so many spankings, and after being told that as long as I walk like this, no one's ever going to want me, love me, or marry me. You do not know the mental health. You do not know how many, especially in college, I would wake up and the first thing in my head, I hate my life. Literally, that's what I would be saying. I hate my life. And the joint, I was already feeling the pain in my legs. And there were some mornings where my legs would be feeling really funny, but I had a morning class and I I was too scared to tell my professor. I mean, there was other issues, so I told her those, but she didn't believe me. But then it's like, since my mom said I was lying about why I walk the way I did, I didn't want to tell her my walking. I didn't want to tell her about my joints. And attendance was part of my grade, so then my grade would go down because I was late. But I didn't know why my legs were acting the way they did for me to be late. And sometimes I would try, like I have such bad insomnia, which is probably one reason why I'm recording this at 3:28 a.m. Yay me. Yeah, it's like I have the hardest time sleeping. I don't know why. I have the hardest time falling asleep and waking up. Yes, I do. Yay me. But I'm a night, and I think part of the reason is I'm a night owl. My creative juices start, like, sometimes, like, I can write and stuff in the morning and stuff, but there's so many times where I have to grab my cell phone or tablet as fast as I can because different ideas are formulating and things. And so, yeah. But anyway, it's, you don't know. Like, I'll just say, I understand Mila. And I get so, like, and I've talked about the apple cider vinegar, like, film on Netflix before. And if you have not watched it, watch all the episodes. You don't have to watch them all in the same night. I usually do, or not all of them, but like maybe half and half. But there were some Saturdays where it's like, yep, the episode one till the end. And it's like I'm either cleaning or doing laundry or whatever throughout the day, whatever. So, but I connected with Mila so much because it's like she didn't trust the doctors. I didn't trust the doctors. I did not want to hear what they had to say because all of these years you told me nothing was wrong with me and it was my fault. But now all of a sudden, you want to change your mind. You want to backstep. Now you say I need surgery. Now you say I need all these tests. Now you want to say, oops, oops. This was my life. This was over 30 years and now it's a oops. No one wants to apologize, but now you want to tell me what medications, now you want to tell me the procedures, or now you want to tell me different things that I have to do in order to try to live a somewhat regular life. What? What? Thank you so much for listening to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handicapable. But most importantly, I am human and you're human too. There will be a part 3.